Finesse Mitchell said, you know what, bro? We are going through the same thing.
Jason is the best. I mean, no notes, no nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of therapy.
And how long do you want the break to be?
Indefinite. Like, this is my next therapy session.
And his class. I love therapy.
I do too.
That's very honest, and I think it's very telling.
She parents in the whole feelings and understanding them, and I parent in the answer is no.
Yeah.
We
The
are
answer is
so
no.
similar.
Are they the white Finesse and Adris? But let me tell you how God works.
Won't he
It came around. You're a refreshing breath of fresh air.
Oh, thank you,
I
brother.
appreciate that. Hey friends, welcome back to the Kennedys. Jason Lowe, always appreciate your time. Wow, we have gotten some feedback about our last two episodes. People wondering, are you guys okay? Are they gonna make it?
I did look very sad in both. Okay, I did.
I think
Working through some emotions.
I think it just depends sometimes when you do the show. And therapy is therapy. When we have Angie Ritchie here, we're not putting on a big smiley face to make it seem like everything's okay.
No.
We're in the middle of moving, trying to figure out where we want to go. You have a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, life is full, life is busy. And I remember the day we shot that just a couple of weeks ago, we were kind of a little like moody and pissed about various things.
Yeah.
But I think it was good because there's breakthrough at the end of every episode. Truthfully, I don't think there was going to be 2 episodes ago,
Yeah.
but after you had that moment, it was huge. And then in the middle of all that, I get a text from a friend of mine who I haven't seen in many years, but I've known for probably 15 plus years, went to the same college. Shout out to the University of Miami.
Shout out.
Finesse Mitchell.
Yeah.
And Finesse said, you know what, bro? We are going through the same thing. You guys know Finesse. He is an actor. He's a comedian. He's a podcaster from SNL to movies to TV shows. He's been touring for like 25 years, and his beautiful wife, Adris. And we just are so thankful that you guys are here. How are you?
We're great. We're great.
Amazing. All together now. We're great. Yeah.
Happier than ever.
Are you?
Yes.
Did you know,
Amazing
Adris, that
times.
he sent that message?
I didn't.
Did you even know about? It's okay if you didn't hear the podcast or have any.
So I did see it. I sent it to him
Oh my God.
because, we're going through something very similar. And so I just sent it. I don't think I said anything. I just forwarded it.
Right.
And then next thing I know, he was like, yeah, so I talked to Jason. We're gonna be on the podcast. And blah, blah, blah. I was like, what? What? Slow down. What? Who? What?
Well,
That's so
when, like Jason said, we know each other. We go way back in this business. But watching you and Lo on the couch and what you were talking about, I'm like, are they the white Finesse and Adris? Because aren't we going through this
Winning.
thing?
Yes.
So I just decided to just hit you up and just say, hey, man, what I just saw really touched me. And what's up? Just, hey,
Yeah.
how you doing? You good?
And I appreciated it.
Yeah, And so you never know who you reach and who you touch. And that's why these things are necessary, especially when they differ from the type of content that's sort of clickbaitish and just like, let's talk about some drama and let's da-da-da-da. Versus somebody that's like, yo, we're a real family. We go through real things. Everything isn't great. Cameras aren't always rolling. This is how we feel in the moment. We're a little confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's kind of how we feel. So I just decided to say, hey, man, good stuff. That's it. Hey, man, good stuff.
It was very raw. And then you were with your therapist. So it was very real, So that really resonated, I think, for me.
Right.
And then, like he said, we are going through something very similar. So
Because I refuse therapy. I like to watch other people's clips that are therapeutic for me. And I say, I just learned something. And that was free.
Wait,
sounds like you for years.
But he was in there. You had a therapist in the room, so he agreed to some
that's
degree.
amazing. Yeah, I love that.
is that true though? Do you really not do therapy?
That's
Is that
true.
not your thing?
That's true. Pray for us.
What are you afraid of?
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of therapy because we definitely have gone to therapy before. But I am one of those people that if I see you 3 times, give me time to apply it because I'm a smart guy. And it has nothing to do with ego.
There it is. Did you hear that? I'm a smart guy.
Yeah, I'm a smart guy. It has nothing to do with ego. But if you do 1, 2, and 3, things will get better. Let me go and do 1, 2, and 3 before I come back the next week and you give me 3, 4, and 5 because I feel like I'm just mastering 1, 2, and 3. You know what I mean?
I
He
respect
literally
that.
our last session we ever had. I don't think you'll mind me saying this.
You can say whatever.
Sounds like she's going to say it anyways.
yeah.
we walk out of the session, and it was a good one. We had what I would consider a breakthrough. And he said, "Babe, I'm healed. We don't ever have to do that again."
No.
I
And
have
I was
graduated.
like,
from therapy.
I have graduated from there.
He gave himself a certificate,
Yeah.
and he was done.
Done.
Which I feel like is such a, I feel like you were very much like that, which is a really good quality that you want to apply what you're learning. But do you feel like some of it is like looking internally? Do you look internally?
Yeah, I mean, there are things that like you can give us tools for communication. You can give us tools for when we're not communicating, how to get back to a place of like just even ground of just like, okay, let's push a reset. What am I doing to push her buttons, or what am I saying? How am I saying it? What is she doing to push my buttons? How is she saying it? And how do I convince her that she's capable of pushing my buttons? And, well, once I figure all of that out, then I'm just sort of like, okay, before you give me something new or she tells you something that happened that week, let me continue on this 1, 2, and 3 journey. Because now if I'm being graded week to week, that's not going to help me. You know what I mean? Because what couple, no matter how great the relationship is, isn't going to wash the dishes or fold the clothes or put the children to bed or just feel like they're always pulling their share and beyond, which would make the other partner feel like amazing. You're always going to fall short of that. So if you grade me week to week, that's going to be frustrating for me. Because then I have to say, well, then you didn't do this and you didn't do that. And now we're going tit for tat. So that's why I'm like, all right, give me a break on therapy so I can apply.
And how long do you want the break to be?
Indefinite. Like, this is my next therapy session.
And his
This.
last.
Idris,
his
this
last.
counts, no?
Wait, what is
This counts.
what is your feeling toward?
We're not
he's
licensed
saying?
therapists.
I know.
I mean, I think that's very honest.
Yes, just,
That's very honest, and I think it's very telling. I'm definitely
In what way?
psychoanalyzing you as you talk, because I think his perception of what's happening in therapy, like he said, he feels like he's being graded.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yep.
I can't necessarily change how he feels about that, but it was very telling to hear you say that. Like, that is why, I guess, you're not interested in going back. Because he's
Well,
like, I feel like I'm being graded.
I don't
Who
mind.
wants to be graded?
Yeah, it feels
Who
like you're
wants to
back
be-
in school, right?
Yeah,
Right.
or like you're being told on in a session, So, yeah, I can see why he wouldn't want
Like
to
if you
return.
say, what went on this week? Or what went on last week? And we catch the therapist up. And we say, it was actually a pretty good week. Oh, great. You know what? I was thinking about you guys, and maybe we tried this and this and this and this. Okay, cool. But really, once you, in my opinion, if I know my wife really needs me to turn left 7 times in a row before I turn right, I don't need you to tell me that anymore. Because I just want to start applying myself and training and conditioning myself and have the muscle memory of, this is an easy left. This is an easy left. And all of a sudden something clicks in my head where I say, oh, I'm about to turn right. And she's coming with me because we just did so many lefts.
Wait, I
He
have
wants a
question.
12-step.
Okay,
So,
okay. Got it.
And I approach therapy very differently. I love therapy.
I do too.
Yeah, you two need to be friends. How are you just meeting right now?
Right? I want to know why I behave the way I behave.
Same.
What happened 30 years ago that caused, this feeling. Like, all of that is very intriguing to me.
Okay, so I have 2 questions. Okay, how are you parented? Like,
How are we parenting, or how were we parented?
how were you parented? Like, what were your parents like?
Because
towards
she
you?
comes from a family of therapy. Her parents, quick backstory, they were in corporate jobs. Her mom cheated on her dad. They got divorced. And for 7 years, she begged her dad, please take me back, take me back. They became Christians. If I'm butchering this, let me know. And eventually they remarried to each other. They quit their jobs and they are marriage counselors and therapists,
Wow.
and they help couples get back together. So that's what I'm working with
Right.
in terms of therapy background. I never knew, we never discussed this type of stuff when, when I was a kid. I didn't go to therapy, felt like I didn't need therapy. And then for years it was, you need to work on yourself. And only recently have I been doing that over the last couple of years, personally and as a couple, and also here on the show. So I sometimes feel like I'm therapied out, and she probably thinks I'm not doing it enough. But that's the background of us. So
Well, I think like women see a situation so differently, even how y'all are describing it. But I'm curious, what was it like when you were a kid?
I enjoyed my childhood to the fullest. My parents were divorced when I was probably around 4 or 5. So I missed the brunt of the ugly stuff, but my older brother got a good helping of it, And so his experience is totally different from mine, because just me being the baby, the younger brother, was into football and the sports and to my friends, and all I needed to know was who's taking me to this sleepover and that sleepover. And, I wasn't really worried about, why is daddy living in another house now? It never really hit me, other than just like we, every other weekend, would go to his apartment. And then, but we had this nice house in a great neighborhood, and he would come over every Friday. Never missed a Friday for like 10 years. And one day my brother said, a long time ago, he was like, my daddy was over there every Friday though, right? I was like, yeah, to see us. Man, you wanted to make sure mama wasn't dating. I was like, what? I never thought of it like that. Like, what?
Oh my God.
And so it always felt like he was there, because he was there every Friday. So I enjoyed it. I look back on it and I say everything that I've experienced, the good and bad, I felt like, oh, wow. It kind of made me socially stronger as a person, because you would meet people with going through similar stuff. But my mom was so amazing. And my mom was a teacher. She's my kindergarten teacher. So she's been teaching for 36 years. And she was just amazing. She did everything. She took us to football practice. She took us to every extracurricular event we had. And she had 10 things to go to herself. So I'm just like, that's Superwoman. And then when I go to my dad's, it was just like, yeah, I'm gonna drop you off at the movie theater. And he would drop us off at like 11:30 a.m. and pick us up at 6:30.
we were going to matinees.
No.
And
Bruh,
all of them.
We would sneak into every movie theater, me and my brother, and watch the same movies week after week on a Saturday. And then Sunday would be roller skating, and then he'd take us back home. But
Did your
I think though, or what?
she has a therapy question and I have an industry question.
I know.
Go ahead.
Like,
Go ahead, Dave.
Well, I was in like a really crazy accident 14 years ago where I was hit by a plane propeller. So I literally I did this EMDR therapy, and I thought, I'm going for my accident.
Yeah.
And I had done previous therapy for that. But when I went there, I would always say the same thing about my childhood, because my parents were so friendly with each other. They lived 10 minutes away. Same thing every other weekend. It was like very consistent. They prioritized us. I had my twin sister always with me. Like I just felt like we were a team. Sorry, my throat is making so many noises.
You can't.
I have this weird throat.
Do you hear Mona?
It's
I
Mona.
thought that was
So we call her Mona, and it's like a.
Oh, really?
It's like really active.
Sometimes I'll wake her up and be like,
hear it.
"Baby,
I
you
think
got to
from the
turn
magic
over
mind.
Mona. It's so loud." I don't know what it
Sorry.
is. It's been a part of her life.
take Prolosec.
Sponsored by.
Yes.
But when I went there, she was like so much, because I would always say like it was the best type of divorce a family could experience, and like my parents shared their story. So in my mind, I was just super positive, but I realized I had so much deep internal like suffering, I think. And now seeing River at 3.5, and my parents also divorced when we were 4, I think I like understand how much more aware a 3.5-year-old is than what I ever thought in my head, because I didn't understand, 3.5-year-olds. But I don't know. I think that's interesting because to me that sounds like super difficult.
Which part?
So I love that you're saying this because I wish I could say this to him, everything you just said, and I wonder if he heard what you said, because of what you're saying is you had the same experience as him in a lot of ways, and you didn't realize until much later that it was actually traumatizing. You thought you were fine. You thought you described it as a positive experience. But later you realized, and I wonder how you came to that realization. Was it your partner who was like, hey, you need to look at this, this, and this? Or did you come to that on your own? But like, I do think that, sometimes we think that everything was fine because we think we're okay. And then we realize in therapy, hopefully, or some other way, maybe a partner is trying to tell us.
Yeah.
And we realize, oh, maybe that did affect me more than I thought.
Yes.
Maybe that is why I'm doing X, Y, and Z, and it's showing up in this way. But that takes a lot of introspection and willingness to dig into something that maybe you've already decided is fine.
Totally.
Right?
That was so me because I feel like I naturally look at things glass half full.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, but it was amazing. Like I have the best childhood memories. And but then I realized there was like so much fear, detachment.
Yeah.
I like let my sister take on a lot of responsibility. She just did it naturally. It's like her personality, but, cause she's 1 minute older, but she truly is like an older sibling. And I just realized how much pain it did cause me, like the separation of the home. To me, I just see how important, y'all have 2 girls, but just how important like present time is with a dad. Like watching you and Riv is just, and you and Poppy too, but like I feel like that would be hurtful to be dropped off at a movie theater.
Right.
And
But the way he describes it clearly to him, it's like, it's kind of laughable. It's silly. Oh, it was fine. We had fun for 10 hours. It's totally missed on him, right? That's actually a kind of a strange
That's kind of how guys are, though. We're kind of
right?
like, it wasn't.
That's actually not okay.
It wasn't. We were at the movie theater. It could be a lot worse, right?
Right.
It could
have been worse. Yep.
Yeah. As a kid, I kind of grew up like, oh my God, we gonna be at this movie theater all day, because the alternative was to sit in his apartment with nothing to do.
Right.
And he knew that. He was like, what y'all want to do? Can't go to Six Flags, So it's this movie theater or it's this roller skating rink, and get ready for dinner. You know what I mean? So for me, it was fine. I don't look back on that. And sometimes people have to believe you when you actually tell them that had no effect on me. As an adult, looking back and knowing that my father could have been in the house. No, I'm very serious right now.
No, I know.
Knowing that my father could have been in the house with my mother till I was 16, 17, 18 years old, I probably would have been a criminal. Like, it would have been the worst thing ever. And I think God said, yo, you 2 people made a mistake. You guys live 20 minutes apart, and let's put some functional boys into society. Because had he stayed, and I just would have been old enough, like my brother was, to see how dysfunctional they were together, I would probably be like a basket case and saying, I need therapy every day. But, my brother played in the junior symphony. He was second chair in string bass. He played soccer. I played soccer. I played football. That's what made me want to go to the University of Miami. But when I say the circle of friends growing up during that time, and I was in a challenge program at school. Like I said, my mom was a teacher, so I just felt like, oh man, grades are A's and B's. I'm killing it in sports. I'm handsome. I got all the girlfriends. You know what I mean? Like, life is dope. So I don't look at it like, oh man, are you sad that your mother and father divorced and you had to go from home to home? Nope. That was the best thing ever happened.
But I feel like
That's valid. That's
yeah,
valid.
Totally.
Heard.
Because I could see that now, or like as an adult, but I feel like as a kid, it does impact you even like scientifically or developmentally on an emotional level. Not like, are you mad at me, Finesse?
No.
I'm like,
I'm locked in.
I'm like, how do you
These are
view
the
it?
conversations we have all the time. We'll just be
'cause I feel like
driving,
yeah.
and I'll be so excited about the day, and all of a sudden she'll be like, she'll start going in on something about my childhood. Do you feel like you properly dealt with that? Have you talked about that? When I have family members come in, she gets so excited because she just starts, she's Diane Sawyer with them. So when you think about 1996.
That's so natural.
But no, you do go back to that stuff. And I'm like, I feel like it was fine. Everything's good. Great memories, supportive parents. I knew I wanted to be a broadcaster when I was 12 years old and pursued that. And everybody was supporting me. But of course you start seeing things in the cracks, but I sometimes disagree with her.
It's just
so to
interesting,
kind of like just tie that up, that part of it. I think what Lo is saying is like it may not, the things that happen in our youth that some might consider traumatizing, it may not make us feel sad necessarily, or we may not think back on it as a bad experience. But what it can do is definitely just affect how we relate to other people, how maybe we parent or how we show up in relationships. So, and those things we may not recognize because we think this is normal, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not that, you're supposed to feel sad, because you may legitimately feel positive about that. Mm-hmm. But it does impact you somehow. Right. And it's kind of your job or my job to point out to you like how that's showing up, and maybe your job to figure out why.
Right.
Do you see ways that that's impacted how he shows up in your relationship, or?
Absolutely. But I don't get to drive down the street when he's having a good day and be like, let's talk about your youth. Yeah. Let's dig in.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's not something he's as open to. So.
How do you feel like, do you have needs that are unmet from that? That's how I always view it.
I'm going in today.
I know, sorry. I love this.
Hi, I'm Finesse. What's your name? Jason. Nice to meet you, Jason. Yes.
I don't know if I would say needs are being unmet. I just think that I'll only be able to get as close to you as you allow. So if you're not, if you're not open to talking about certain things, or you shut it down if I bring it up, because you're not comfortable going there, or you think, I think it's just because you're not comfortable going there. But then it's fine, but then we'll only reach here, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll know this version of you that you allow me to know, because you only know this version of you.
Right.
Because you're not willing to dig into that, because you're like, but it was fine. Everything was fine.
Totally.
So
just deeper connection is.
But I also feel like I'm not trying to brag. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
It was like outstanding. Yeah. I had one of the most outstanding childhoods probably in kid history. I felt like we had $1 million. And living in Atlanta, we would go and we had this circle of friends who all did great in school. Yeah. They all did great in sports. We all went over each other's house to sleep. Nobody was molested. Nobody was touched. Nobody was beat. My father never beat me. My father never touched me or hit me ever. And one thing he always said, because he was always dope with advice. Hey, don't, if you have a girl, don't ever spank her. Don't ever spank your daughter. And I'm like, why? He said, I don't care what she does. Don't ever, because she looks at you like you're daddy. You are daddy. And when you spank her for doing something wrong, she's going to feel a little betrayed, whether she deserves it or not. But she's like, and guess what you're going to do? You're going to say, Daddy didn't want to do that. Daddy was trying to tell you this, but you wouldn't listen. But this is the lesson learned, and da-da-da-da, and dee-dee-dee-dee. And all you're doing is sweet talking your own daughter to get her right back to the spot of loving you again. Like, that's my idol. And guess who also does that? Pimps. So when she gets 15, 16, 17, and dates a jerk, and he hits her, but he's also smart enough to say, I didn't mean to do that. My bad. But you made me kind of, if you hadn't just called me out of my name and you didn't disrespect me in front of my friends, I would have. But I love you, right? Yeah. Well, you taught her that behavior of forgiveness. And he should have never laid her hands on her.
Chills.
And so, to me, my dad was great for stuff like that. Never tell somebody how much money you make. Never tell somebody how smart you are. Never tell somebody who you're making love to. Dope with gems. Like, he never not poured into me.
Oh, that's cool.
But he couldn't stay in that house with my mom.
Yeah.
And that's what I was grateful for. That's what I was thankful for. And to this day, I have 2 girls. Never touched them, But I also know when they get to a certain age, I want them to spend more and more time with me to see all versions of a man that they're going to see out in that street. And whether I have to pretend and fake something that's not even me personally, I got to let them know that side of people exists. Because that's my job as a father and a protector, to let them know everything ain't oatmeal and raisins and rainbows.
Yeah.
In private school, you're going to fall in love with a jerk.
No, no.
Because that's just that always happens. Nobody has.
There's going to be a jerk in there.
There's going to be a jerk
along
in
the
their
line.
life.
Yeah.
But how do you deal with it when daddy's not around? So if daddy's a jerk, daddy's being mean today. Yeah, but somebody's going to be mean to you. So how are you going to adjust? How are you going to deal with it? So I try to navigate myself when it comes to my kids and just working my ass off, but also showing them the personalities of a man. I feel like that is extremely important versus just saying, you're going to meet Prince Charming. No, the heck you ain't. You might, but 8 times out of 10, you won't. You're going to meet a regular old dude. You're going to have to learn how to deal with him. But at least you can say, well, I saw my dad act like that, and then he would do this and that. So I'm so glad I saw that because now I know how to deal with this guy,
That's good wisdom.
That's a really cool
Wow.
perspective.
Yeah.
I love that.
I graduated. I'm telling you.
He's healed.
Adris, I feel like, first off, Finesse, for being in the business as long as you have been, the things that you've seen and done, you're a refreshing breath of fresh air.
Oh, thank you,
I
brother.
appreciate that. And Adris, we met briefly, probably
Yeah.
18 years ago. We were just talking about it
In
before
our
we
youth.
went on camera.
Oh.
Yeah, back when we were kids,
Yeah.
working on a pilot with Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
We don't even really
The makeup
remember.
artist? Okay.
Lauren, Lo's showing her age.
I'll put on the music later. We'll give her a history lesson. The singer, and and I know that you also grew up in a family of entertainers.
Yes.
So I'm curious how you turned out the way you are because you seem unbelievably grounded and head is on straight and all the things. And if
thank
anybody
you.
wants a little background on who your dad is. L. DeBarge.
You did that.
If I play
Yes.
any
I
longer,
love that
I'll have to
song.
pay for it. So I gotta stop that. But Dad was famous.
That was famous. Yeah, the 80s.
Wow.
The 80s. Yeah, I mean, oof.
The Chris Brown
We
of
need
the 80s.
hours, but yeah.
Wow.
Get,
So the question is, how am I so incredibly grounded and wonderful,
Yeah.
considering I grew up in the 80s,
Yeah.
coming from such a, recognizable family, especially during that time. I credit that to 2 things: my faith and my mom. So my mom, thank you, Sylvia. Thank you. Incredible mother. And then, I grew up in the church, Pentecostal church in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And my mom really was able to keep my life pretty normal, I think. Of course, it was my normal, so maybe it wasn't normal. But my dad was in Los Angeles when I was growing up. He was here. I was in Michigan. And so I was really kind of removed from that life. My mom raised me as a single mom. And so I would see my dad, but not often. Of course, it didn't take long before kids in school started to understand who I was and the last name. And so I wasn't able to completely escape it, but I was shielded to some degree. So, and then it was almost something I ran from, to be very honest, as a kid. So it wasn't something that I wore as a badge of honor or oh, hey, I didn't like the attention. I hated it. Hated the attention. Didn't want to be asked questions about my family, which was sure to happen the minute someone found out, who I was. So part of that was just my personality too, but sometimes it can be bad, negative attention, and I just didn't want it. I didn't want it. So I don't know. I think, does that answer the question?
It totally answers. It totally answers the question. You felt removed from it. It was probably nice that you were in Michigan and could kind of get away from the noise. But having been a part of that, whether directly or indirectly, and being married to an entertainer, and you're the momager, right?
Accident.
Aren't you his manager?
Oh, yeah. So
the wifeager.
Wifeager. Sorry,
So
wifeager.
I always said I never
Yeah.
want to date an entertainer because of my background. I just, like I said, I wanted nothing to do with that lifestyle, with what I presumed that type of man would be. So the fact that he was able to slide in, I don't know what happened, because I was like, no way. You do what for a living? No, thank you. So,
This was 07, right? Around that time on a movie?
07.
Yeah. So I worked in entertainment, but I wasn't dating in entertainment. But he was exceptional. So I was like, let me just explore.
I said,
Maybe,
hey.
I think he's different.
What's your name?
How did this queen come into your life on that movie set?
I just saw her at work, but she was sitting down. And I just saw this face. And I was like, hi. And, we just kind of hit it off. But I was just like, hey, stand up. And she stood up. And I was like, that's what I thought. You need to eat. Come on, let's go. And
So he took me to eat.
So I took her to eat.
Where'd you go?
That's
What was our first meal? Ooh,
We were doing stuff around your office.
Chandara.
Yeah, and I remember we went to a sushi one time, and we went to our spot was a Cheesecake Factory once we really fell in love.
They had this Asian pear martini that we just
Asian-
couldn't get enough of.
We would just have like 6 glasses on the dang table of Asian pear martini.
That was back when we kind of
That's so
thought
good.
Cheesecake Factory
Yeah, it
was
was
maybe
like-
healthy.
Yeah.
And you were ordering 3
Spinach
strawberry
dip.
lemonades
Yeah, we
with
thought
like
it
the
was
sugar
fancy.
in
Yeah.
the
Oh,
orange
gosh.
chicken. Don't get me
Oh
started.
yeah.
on social media about a year ago, people started going in on the Cheesecake Factory. Women like, if he tried to take you to the Cheesecake Factory, and I felt so offended.
Me
like
too.
I was the CEO of the Cheesecake Factory, and I would go and answer every comment. Like, that's why you're single. That's why you don't have no man. That's why.
Once every 3 weeks, when my parents, it might have been once a month, we'd go to Olive Garden, and that was the creme de la creme
Yeah.
of Italian restaurants.
Yeah.
I
Growing
tell
up, Red Lobster was
yeah.
seafood.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
that was seafood. That was like who graduated? Like
Yeah,
you
it's a
we going to Red
celebration.
Lobster. What?
that is
So yeah, my first concert I ever went to in life, my date stood me up. I think I was in the 6th grade, 7th grade, and it was going to be a double date. My boy, he was in the 6th or 7th grade. His girlfriend was a year ahead of him, or even 2 years. I don't even know, but it was middle school.
Yeah.
Luther Vandross.
Ooh.
Luther Vandross at the Omni in Atlanta, and DeBarge was opening up for them. So that was my very first concert.
You had a connection before you had a
Talk about full
connection.
circle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And her dad is born, 6 days apart from me? So we're the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
so-
God, I forgot about that.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so when we really started hanging out and got together, and I started making a connection. So wait, which DeBarge are you? You know what I mean? Like which so I was like, oh, okay. But for me, it was just like looking at her and saying, wow, And so, at the time, I wasn't super available. So through no fault of hers or mine, my situation just didn't work out. And so I was living in Miami at the time. This was post Saturday Night Live, and I was living in Miami. I had done a couple of movies because I was scared to leave Saturday Night Live. But Lauren was like, you got to go somewhere. You know what I mean? So I went, and Lauren Michaels is a pretty cool dude, but the first thing he told me was buy a house. He said, you can't buy a house here in New York, but I know you don't spend any money. So take some of that money and go buy a house somewhere and park your money there. So I was like, I'm going back down to South Florida. But I went there just to hang out. And the next thing I know, I'm like, I'm living there. And I bought a house there. And I was in a relationship there, and it just did not work. And so then it was like God was saying, come back to LA. And I was like, oh yeah, but I can't be single. Who do I know in LA? And then I typed her name in Facebook, and it says relationship status single. And I was like, come on, baby, let's go. So I came out, and I just started stalking her, really. I got her information. One of my good friends who I went to high school with was good friends with her. And I was like, how do you know her? Get me in touch with her. I used to, you know what I'm saying? I need her new number, you know, all this stuff. And she was just like, I think she in a relationship. I don't think she wanna, your baggage and everything you got going on, you need to clear your plate before I tell my friend. All this, I had to hear all this nonsense. And she finally gave me the number. And Adris answered me right back. But then took like literally 30 days to see me. You know, right? So I just started texting her. I started texting her good morning every day. Every day I would wake up and say good morning. She would stop answering me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. 30-something days. And one of my boys who I was staying with, he was like, you know you stalking her, right? You know that's called stalking, right?
Yeah. There are laws.
Yeah, like clearly, bro, she don't, you know, she's not available. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. So that next day, I looked at my phone and I was just like, eh. And then around 11:30, she texted me, what happened to my good morning? And I was like,
Got her.
let's go! Cheesecake Factory, here we go, baby. You know, and that was it.
Wait, that's so cute.
But she said she was dating and she was trying to get over that or I don't know what she told me.
Was that true, Adris, or is it because you don't want to date someone in the entertainment industry?
No, it was true. I was definitely trying to get over somebody, and I was trying to part of the reason I was so skinny is because I was like fasting and praying and trying to really just like figure out like why that didn't work and what that means and what does God have for me. So I was very serious about like what's next for me and what does this mean.
I'm glad it's spiritual. I thought it was crack. But anyway,
So yeah, I truly
I can fix spiritual. Let's go to cheese. I can't fix crack.
Here's a menu with 76 pages.
I truly was trying to just
gosh.
work on me, and I just wasn't, you know, I wasn't in that headspace, and but I guess he knew something I didn't know because he was like,
Yeah, I knew.
he was determined.
That is amazing.
I showed a picture of her to my mom, like after my divorce, my first marriage, and my mom was like, "Who was that?" And I was like, "It's my next wife," and she was like, "Does she know that?" I was like, "Not yet. Like, I know where she is." And you know, I left Atlanta from South Florida. I left Atlanta and then went back out to LA. And you know, after we rekindled, I was staying in my I forgot to say the best part, the most romantic part. The 30 days.
The location.
Yeah.
The 30 days, bruh, when she finally answered me back and she said, okay, let's meet up. Where are you? I said, I'm off of Wilshire. She said, I'm off of Wilshire. I said, I'm off of like Burnside. And she said, I'm off of Burnside.
Yeah.
I was like, what? You know where Wilshire is by the El Rey Theater?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm staying on one side. You cross over Wilshire. She was on the other side of Wilshire. She walked across the block. And we just staring at each other like, I was mad.
You were probably crossing each other's
That's like
paths without even
serendipity.
seeing each
I
other.
was literally mad. Like, wait, you've been there for a whole month?
I could have just walked across the street and
Stalked you.
I could have been looking in your window all this time, watching you undress.
Oh no.
Yeah, you could have tweaked that text message. I'm staring at
I'm
you.
staring at you.
That is incredible.
Good morning. I can see you. It's time for you to wake
my
up.
God.
You're going to
Looks
oversleep.
great on you.
Have y'all seen
Very
that
different.
movie Serendipity?
So, yeah,
You
man.
know? Oh my gosh, it's like that.
Where
Where
they
they're just
were-
like constantly crossing paths, but they like
Missing each other.
Oh, yeah.
Missed
Right.
encounters on Craigslist.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we met, when we met, you were involved. Well, and he was engaged.
I was
I didn't know,
engaged.
but he was engaged. But we were just like working together on this
Yeah.
film. And then I think was I was also kind of involved at that time with that with this person. And then, so yeah, like our paths had crossed. We knew we were like, oh, he's really sweet, you know, but like we were involved. And so that was the first time. And then, you know, he went off, got married.
Because literally it was like, hey, you're cute. I'm out here from Miami. Want to go to lunch? You know what I mean? But I didn't say it like that. I was just like, hey, you want to go to lunch? And she said yes. Didn't expect her to say yes. So now I'm stuck. So now we go to lunch and then we talk. And I'm just like, oh, wow, you're really cool. And so I go back to Miami where I was living after SNL. And, you know, because the movie was done, Who's Your Caddy? It was time to promote it. So I would go back out there again and do the little press run at that hotel off of Wilshire, whatever that was. But I would say, hey, you want to go out? You want to go, not go out, but you want to go grab lunch? You're like, sure. And so we hit it off again. I'm like, man, this is really cool. She's so cute.
But neither one of us was saying like,
so are you?
Like we
who
were,
you
it was
with?
all
What
like
you
just
doing?
kept
Da,
in
da,
here,
da.
like, he's really, you know, like,
So the
wow,
third
a special
time
guy,
I
but
go out,
that was it.
and the vice president of her company, he had some of the dudes in his office from the movie. He was like, you know, Adris likes you, right? And I was like, no, she don't. Like, I've been out to lunch with her a couple of times. She's never flirted, never said anything. No, she likes you.
No lead.
No, nothing. So I'm just like, I got a dope, cool ass friend. But what had happened with me personally is I said to myself, you know what? I'm engaged. I never told her about my fiance, and she's too cute to be a friend. I can't even tell my fiance, hey, look at my friend in LA. She'll never believe it. So I said, well, when I see her, I got to eventually tell her I'm engaged. So she knocks on the door of dude's office, the VP's office, and she walks in. And he says she's going to come in here. She's going to make up a reason to come in here because she knows you're in my office today. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then we hear a knock at the door.
No.
And it was like Faison. It was people in the movie. I don't know if Big Boy was there, but it was people in this movie.
It was like 5 guys on a couch.
On a couch,
which is
hanging
already
out.
Like, I'm already like, you know, the one female, I walk in, everyone's looking awkward, like staring at me. And I'm like,
because
hi.
he had said she's
That's
probably going to
so
make up a reason to come in here. And so when she came in,
So I come
of course
in.
all the dudes was like, who was that? You know what I mean? And she looks great. And she has this folder. And she's like, hey, Damon, Tracy wants you to take a look at something, but you could do it later. I'll look at it now. No, you can look at it later. I'll look at it now. Look at it later, Damon. Hi, Finesse. And I go, I'm engaged.
Kid you not.
No.
I said, hi, Finesse. Not hi, Adris. I'm engaged. It was like something out of a movie.
It was
the most awkward.
No.
Like
everybody in the room was like, it got quiet. And then you know how black dudes are. Disney. I mean,
so I'm just,
she
you know,
was
the
like,
natural thing is,
Well, you didn't bury the lead. I mean,
Okay.
you got to appreciate that. You got right to it.
I know, right? I tried to say hello, but what came out was, I'm engaged. And I closed my eyes and I just heard everybody, what? And she leaves the office and Damon, I mean, his name is Damon Lee, and he just looked at me like, what was that? I tell you she likes you and you, what was that?
Right.
She
Look, Holy Spirit.
Look,
Tell her
there's
you're
nothing in this
you're not
manila
available.
folder. And he opens up the folder, there was nothing in it.
No.
She came in here to see you.
That part, I think you just really remember it. Yeah, I don't
Little
know
creative
about that.
license.
Yeah,
That's what
Do
makes
you
this
remember this? Like,
absolutely. It
or
was.
like,
Yeah.
what were your thoughts?
I was just thought how awkward. Oh my goodness. Okay.
But let me tell you how God works.
Won't he do
It
it?
came around.
It came around
Back around.
because one day at the Cheesecake Factory, after a couple of Asian pear martinis, she said, what really made me like you even more is that, and this was like 2 years later, like 2 years later, she's like, when you came in and you said that you were engaged, like you didn't have to tell me that, and you knew that I liked you, but the fact that you did tell me that and you weren't trying to have your cake and eat it too,
Literally.
it literally, it makes me, when you weren't trying to have your cheesecake and eat it too, it literally makes me feel like I'm safe and I can trust you, and let's see where this goes. And I was just like, see, the one time I'm not going to be a jerk, it played in my favor. Like, But just looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Because I never texted her, I never called her, I never said, hey. After I said I was engaged, I don't think we really talked after that.
We definitely didn't talk.
Yeah, so,
No.
you know. And here we are now.
So
Here we are.
That's a
fast
crazy story.
forward
That's so cool.
all these years later,
Yeah.
2 beautiful babies,
Yes.
and you find yourself in a similar situation as us.
Yes.
Trying to figure out, I think it's even harder for you guys because you have daughters who are older, where you decide you want to move, whether you stay in state or go out of state. We have younger kids, so they don't have established friendships
Right.
yet.
Right.
It's going to be tears either way.
Either way.
Where are
it's
you
rough.
leaning towards, and who's winning the fight?
So this is something we've been softly discussing for like 2 years.
Right.
Okay.
At
Since
least.
the industry has drawn up.
Right.
Yeah.
And everybody
Yeah.
is auditioning over Zoom.
Yeah.
And nothing's being bought.
And nothing's being bought, and nobody's getting real callbacks, and you know who you want before you even. I think they literally just give casting agents something to do.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, call these 3 people, see if they're available,
Yeah.
and go audition these 100, or go, put it in the whatever they call it, the breakdowns.
Yeah.
So that everybody and their mama can think, this is the turnaround, baby. This is the one. I'm gonna get this one, and then we can stay. It's just like, you know what? I'm blessed to have a long stand-up comedy career that started in '99. I don't know.
That is incredible.
Yeah. So it's just like, you know what, babe, we can make money leaving out of Texas or leaving, I don't have to fly from LA to go all the way over here. Let's be somewhere in the middle, or let's live somewhere cheaper. So that's kind of where we are. And that's when I saw your post, and not only did it resonate, I was like, and I know him. I just want to say that, yo, man, that really,
Yeah.
I was supposed to see that. Because I don't even think she knew did you know we know each other like
I
that?
didn't remember.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we hadn't seen each other in a long time. I felt like I got some heat, not a lot of heat, for that post about LA's different, but I got a lot of meaningful messages. Hey, this is exactly where I'm at. I feel this.
Right.
We left and never looked back.
Right.
But I was always really, and I said it in the clip on the show, like I've always been very defensive of LA. This city has provided me with so many incredible opportunities. I met my wife here, raised my babies here, so many things. But it is different. You have to say it is different. Maybe not if you're not in the entertainment industry, but that's primarily a lot of the people that watch. And it resonated. And it's hard. And sometimes I feel like I'm an intern now after putting 20 pretty legit years into the business. So I've had to pull back and pause and go, okay, God, what are we doing here? Where do you want me? How have you dealt with, does he have up and down moods? You touring like crazy and stuff, but on the TV and movie side, it's tough because it's not you. I don't
Right.
feel like it's me. I don't feel, it's the business going through a case study
Yeah.
Right.
of change right now. And sometimes you just have to be along for the ride, but it's hard.
It's hard.
So I will say in that regard, I feel like I was made for him. And I think you'll agree in that
Yes.
regard, at least. Like
Yes.
there's a lot of ways we're polar opposites.
Right.
But in that regard, I feel like coming from the family background that I come from served us well.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know how to relate to what he's experiencing just as an entertainer. I also just by nature, my personality, I enjoy my alone time. So when he's gone a lot traveling, he's gone almost every weekend. And when I say weekend, I mean like Thursday, come back on Monday. So that doesn't affect us. That doesn't affect me. I'm okay. Like I grew up an only child. And like I said, I value my quiet, my peace, my alone time. Not that he's not my peace. as well.
Reality TV shows.
Yeah.
A,
Keep me going.
a binge
Same.
watcher.
Keep me going. See, she said same. So we never had those types of issues. It's and then also just me working in the industry as well, I'm able to advise him in a lot of ways. I feel like he comes to me about all his decision making and we talk about it, and I give him sound advice. And I would say 9 times out of 10, he goes with what we've agreed on, because he values my perspective. So I think
What is your
it's
sage
been-
wisdom and sound advice?
What is my sound advice?
Yeah, for this business, for people that feel like they're just, I said on the last episode, I have friends who have worked in this business for 2 decades and they're not even getting health insurance right now because they haven't worked. They haven't met the minimum amount of money.
Yes.
Right.
It's a humbling thing.
Very humbling.
Right.
Yes.
That is the therapy part.
Yeah.
For me. It has nothing to do with my childhood. It has nothing to do with, that's the part that I feel like I can skip. Being a self-motivating, self-starter, and provider of feel-goods for other people. They see your face, they feel comfortable. Whether they're accepting the entertainment news from you, because your longevity is a testament to how people see you when you pop up on their screen. If it wasn't what it was, would have got rid of your ass a long time ago. But that's why you've been working so long. The trick is, or the stressful part is, how do I ward off people gunning for me who want that spot? How do I get to the next thing or the next level when people who are taking 10% from me aren't really helping? Yeah. And how do I manage not being Superman when it's time to be in front of my wife and my kids and just be Clark Kent?
Boom.
That's the stressful part. So she catches me in a time when I'm taking off, when I'm trying to put the Clark Kent glasses on, but I haven't gotten them all the way on yet. Then she gets a response from Superman and she's like, whoa, I am not Lex Luthor. I am your friend. And you're like, oh, yeah. But you ain't let me put my glasses on. And it's almost like my mom used to say when she came home, give me 10, 15 minutes. Don't nobody talk to me till I get situated. It's the same thing my kids do with her.
Sure.
35 questions in 30 seconds as soon as they get in the car. So by the time she gets to the house with the kids, she don't want to hear from me. I don't want to ask her a question because I already know what she's going through. But that's the stressful part, I feel like, in relationships, that the communication part of, oh, how did I say it? I had a tone. I was harsh. I was hurried. I was rushed. I wasn't taking my time. It had nothing to do with you. This gig just canceled. I bought the flights. I don't need a flight credit. I need my money back. You know what I mean? Or I didn't get this part when they told me I had this part, or I had a pen for this part when I didn't even have to audition, but now they're going to go in another direction. And when you get all that stuff, plus the cost of living out here, you're like, okay, I'm off this weekend. But I'm also grateful and thankful that I'm still in demand where I'm off this weekend to go to another city to make a check, to make people have to come back home to say, all right, we still in the game, you know? And that's the stressful part. And I'm sure her, and that's what she senses sometimes, just trying to navigate that part of Finesse. You know what I mean?
Beautifully said.
hard.
Wow. Beautifully said.
That is so amazing.
So it takes a lot of patience, is what you're saying on my part,
Totally.
and understanding.
Yes.
And a lot of
That
prayer,
it's not like
too.
you.
It's,
or it's like,
if you're a principal over school, you know, you manage crisis and curriculums and the personalities of not only your staff, but some students that you get to know personally, whether they're excellent students or whether they're troublemakers. Same thing with school teachers. You know what I mean? It's hard because if I'm just an engineer and I come home and I say, oh, yeah, got a deadline, blah, 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 blah. I'm probably not talking to 50 people in a day versus that teacher or that principal. And so sometimes I feel like sometimes people don't understand you're one more person to talk to. Even though you're my favorite person, you're one more person to talk to. When she goes in a room and shuts the door and say, don't come in, when she's watching her show, she don't want me in there. Because first thing I'm gonna say is,
what did she say?
Show don't.
I'm like, there ain't no plot. This is made up.
What is it?
That's fake.
What's the show? What's the show?
Oh, it's any of the housewives.
Real Housewives of all of them.
All of every city.
Every single
All
one.
of them. Have you watched Summer I Turned Pretty?
No, I haven't
Love
seen
is
that yet.
Blind
Should
and
I?
Is Blind.
all this stuff.
I do watch
Summer I
Love is
Turned Pretty is-
Blind. Yeah, all of those.
I just think when you try to navigate that and kids and intimacy, alone time. And does that alone time and intimacy match up? Babe, this is the perfect time. No, your daughter just cried for 2 hours. This is not the perfect time.
Right.
Yeah, but she's not crying now.
Yeah.
She's still wearing all the tears of the daughter. So now I just have to just sit and patiently wait. And unfortunately, a lot of times it's when I'm on the plane and she's like, oh, I wish you were home right now. And I'm like, turn the plane around. She's ready. But I just feel like when couples who get past 5 years and 10 years, when they start to understand and realize that you're not going anywhere, well, one thing I know for certain is we're not breaking up. And so I don't care what kind of day anyone is having, we're here tomorrow and beyond. That's the comforting part of this is my person.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the relaxing part of where I get to say, no matter what all y'all are going through, that's my person.
There's an ease in that.
Yes.
I feel that. And when you're vulnerable and you put stuff out in your therapy sessions, I know that's on us. But when you see the comments like, this won't last, and they're done, divorce, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But there's still the ease. We're not idiots. We think we're doing the right thing here. Right. We're having beautiful conversations, whether it's another couple with great wisdom or a therapist, but you can live in the ease of like, this is my person. We're going to be okay. It's not the easiest right now, and it might not be the easiest tomorrow or the next month, but we know that we're in this together and we got our teammate with us.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing maybe not all people realize, well, single people maybe, is just that just because it's all maybe blowing up in your face at the moment and it looks a certain way from the outside looking in, it doesn't mean that we're not going home and we're like resetting. Yeah. And tomorrow's a new day. Or we had a bad 6 months, or we had a bad year.
Right.
I didn't, maybe I didn't like him for 6 months, but it's going to be okay. We're going to find a way. We're going to, it's not, it doesn't mean the end just because you have something happening in the moment or that month or that year.
Totally.
That's what marriage is.
And I think conflict is so much growth. Like you just
Yeah.
wouldn't have that.
It should be. Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
people look at conflict almost as a bad thing, but I think that's well said. They may not just be used to seeing it in a relationship or on social media, because it could be such a negative thing on social media.
Right.
Before we go, who's leading the charge here in terms of where you?
Yeah, what are y'all's
So
because Texas,
we went to Austin.
Okay,
last
we
year.
lost a lot of good friends to Austin, and they like it, but it's hot.
We went. We took a little tour. We had an agent take us around to different neighborhoods. I really loved Steiner Ranch, if you're familiar.
Okay,
it felt like Los Angeles just because of like the rolling hills, and it felt like the mountains a little bit. And just that felt most similar to me. That felt like home. Yeah. So, but then ultimately we came home and we were like, yeah, I don't know.
Greg Abbott.
It's just not. Yeah, something's not.
You just upset 75%.
Hey, cut that part.
I'm out.
Snip, snip,
No,
snip.
leave it in. Leave it in. It's okay. Here, this is called a teachable moment. It's okay to disagree with people, and they can still be your friends.
Yep.
I love it. Keep going.
That's what I love about stand-up.
Yeah.
Because it's so funny, Jason. I can do 45 minutes of laugh out loud comedy and do 9 Joe Biden jokes. It's true, he's old. And then I do one Trump joke and it's like, who the hell have I been listening to all this
Nancy,
time?
get your car keys. We're out of here.
Yelp review, here we come.
That is so good. Oh my God.
So Austin was
but I love
on the
Dallas.
table.
I love Dallas. I love Austin. Atlanta, because my parents are there. They're both in their 80s. They need me. My brother is there. He needs me. I feel so torn about me being away from home since I was 18, going to UM and never really coming home, but they're all old, even my brother. So now I'm like, okay, he can't do this by himself. I got to get a plan. And so Atlanta is an option for me, but the outskirts, and traffic is horrible and all this other stuff, but it's still home and I miss it. And I'm trying to convince her, like, you may be
I know, it's like,
trying
how
to-
do you feel about that?
Probably how you feel about Fort Lauderdale in South Florida.
I feel you, girl.
Oops.
Yeah. I've come to the place now, like I said, we've been talking about this for years and entertaining it and visiting cities. I am now at the place where, honestly, and I've told you this, wherever you go, I'll go. Like, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Right? So we haven't decided, but I like that
Say it again.
wherever he goes, I'll go.
We can clip that and we can
Send
get
that
that
to
to
me.
you on social.
Yes. I don't even think I'm going to post it. I think I'm just going to have it in my room.
Constantly.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, what's most important is that he feels like he can thrive in his career wherever we decide to be. And so that's really important to me too then.
I love that.
So yeah, I mean, we're a family and we're
Yeah.
going to make it work wherever we go. And
And
You
the
will.
girls just have to understand.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is the hard part.
Do
Are they really
do they
locked
have a
into
vote?
where they are? Or they love...
We have a 10-year-old who does not like change. Okay.
Okay.
Like, don't
Yeah.
change her food, don't change her school, don't change anything about her day.
Yeah.
Is
It's
that
going
normal
to turn
at
her
10?
world upside down. He thinks it's normal.
I
And
got
I
it.
think
Okay.
she's a
I
little
wouldn't know.
special.
Just trying to see what I'm prepared
it's a
for.
little extra. So she will be the toughest sell. You know, I don't know, but
She parents in the whole feelings and understanding them. And I parent in the answer is no.
yeah, deal with it.
Deal with
We
it. The
are
answer is
so
no.
similar.
I know
as-
y'all really
holy
are. And we
cow.
really are. It's funny.
But we were both raised that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
It
not like
wasn't-
I
nothing
came
was
from- I didn't
explained
come
to
from
me.
explanations
The answer
and
was
feelings.
no.
It's
No,
just
you
the
can't
same.
get that.
Yeah.
No, you can't do
Right.
that activity. No, you can't go with that person. No.
Yeah. This is why.
This is
Yeah.
why? The answer is because I said
Because
no.
I said
Yeah.
so.
Right.
Because I said so. You know?
Right.
But yeah, and she's like, yeah, but she needs to understand the why. Okay, she can understand it from you, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And they're smart enough to start playing us against each other now. You know, so I don't know.
I know wherever you
Yeah.
two land will be the spot.
Yeah,
It will be the spot. And
as
it will
long as we're
be-
together, brother, it doesn't
Do you
matter.
have like a leaning toward, like right now, or like when do you want to make this decision, or is it just...
We're going to visit Vegas
This
next.
month.
Yeah, this
November.
month. She has family out there who are pastors, have their own church. But plus, I like Vegas because the access to stages.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
good
You
for
know.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, LA is still close, and I can still make some bucks, some money.
Yeah, the comedy scene
all
there
the
is
comedy
thriving.
scene there,
Yeah.
you know.
So,
So
yeah.
they need people. They need people like me, you know. Meaning, like, okay, it's good to have open micers, but then when you do have a headliner or a draw,
Yeah.
and you just get a residency, you know, I can still fly out on the weekends and be doing something during the week. It's packed during the week.
Yes.
All these
They say
Conferences.
Vegas.
Yeah.
They say Vegas is dying. I'm going to Vegas next week for work on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think there's something to it. I'm thankful for you guys.
I know.
Now I'm
Thank
sad that you may be leaving and we're probably leaving, but
Hey, God has a final say,
That's
and that's
right.
the part we didn't mention.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
like we don't know what we're doing.
Right.
We're just praying and waiting
Yes.
for the word. So
Right.
That was just for-
that clip,
Yeah.
and you have to think about the 30% of genuine people who are actually getting something, and they don't have a malicious intent or a hateful spirit or a jealous, whatever the negative energy that people come from that make them try to make a joke off of a post or to try to say the opposite of what they should say. You know, you gotta ignore those people because
Yeah, so true.
they live for that. And when you are vulnerable, not only to share enough with each other and say it out loud and record it and then post it, you have to also be strong enough to say, that's not even real, you know?
Right.
Because one thing we do more is we love negative comments. We just stare at it versus all the 20
The 100
hearts.
nice comments,
All
yeah.
the hearts and the fire emojis and the praying hands.
You look for the bad
You
one.
look at that bad one, and you click on that profile, and you try to see what their life is about, and then should you respond,
That's so cute.
let all that
I did
stuff
that the
go.
other night. I'm like, well, that just wasted my night and made me mad.
You ever click on somebody and it's no post, no followers, and you're like, oh, this was a robot.
I got mad at nothing.
Yeah.
Literally. A thing.
Or right after my accident, there was a lot of that, and I didn't know how to like deal with that. And our really good family friend who helped me a ton, he was like the quarterback of the Cowboys at the time. He was like, Lo, do not read them. And also, like, he gave me just the most beautiful perspective that he had to use in his own life. And I feel like it.
Because he was used to a lot of negative comments when you're a quarterback.
Now, when you say quarterback of the Cowboys,
Tony
you can't
Romo.
just gloss over
Shout
that.
out to Tony.
Yeah.
Shout out
okay.
Tony.
He was
Nice.
a big brother during that time
He
for
really
you.
was.
Yeah.
Nice.
But he understood criticism
But it's
and how
helped
to
me in
handle
this
it.
time today, like take that. It's helped me take that wisdom with me because I had to practice it over and over again and be like, I should give this 0 power energy. And then now it's just so helpful because you're like, we're doing something. I also think when you're doing something meaningful and purposeful, there's just going to be the hate, and
Right.
it's coming from something they're dealing with or a robot.
Right.
Yeah.
Every time I sit down here on the couch, I know it's the right thing to do. And there's so many great things to unpack, and especially in this conversation. So thank you both.
Absolutely. Thank you for the
your
invite.
I can't wait
vulnerability.
to see where you end up.
You're a busy man. I know you're out there with Tisha Campbell, right?
Yes, Tisha Campbell.
Is that the
Right.
Damn Gina tour?
That's the Damn Gina
Damn
tour.
Gina.
Yeah, everybody remember Tisha and Martin from one of the best sitcoms ever made.
Yes.
Yeah, we have dates. You can go to finessemitchell.com to see some live stand-up comedy. And
You're out there with Matt Rife, too.
Matt Rife on the Stay Golden tour. He just shot another Christmas special. He just shot another Netflix special. That's a Christmas special. Like,
Right.
very proud of him. He used to open for me, and now I'm opening for him on some nights. So yeah, that's great. And then my own dates, just go to finessemitchell.com. But I'll see you in Philadelphia, Houston, Dallas, and
Maybe Las
The Cheesecake
Vegas.
Factory.
and the Cheesecake Factory.
Thank you both. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh, one more
What?
thing.
Say it.
Watch my comedy special on YouTube.
Slightly offensive.
Slightly offensive. Yes, sir.
boom.
Jason is the best. I mean, no notes, no nothing.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
one
Well,
take.
you hit on things that I relate
Silky
to. Also,
smooth.
really funny things like when you have to go number 2 and you're like 10 minutes from the house.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I think I can make it. And then when you pull in the driveway, you're like, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Man, you hit on stuff that makes
Yeah.
me laugh so hard. It's so real.
Your body is like, sure, you can make it.
Yeah.
Wait, is that your driveway? I think I want to come now. And you're like, oh.
Because at 44, you can still poop your pants. Thanks for watching, everybody. Love you. Bye-bye.
I'll end on that.